OMG. Squad member Jamaal Bowman reveals an insane secret about Joe Biden. According to squad member Jamaal Bowman, President Joe Biden is facing an uphill battle next year. It's not because of the floundering economy or skyrocketing inflation, it's because Joe Biden is somehow showing he's too supportive of Israel.
Let's talk about Gaza, Congressman. How much damage is Joe Biden's support for Israel doing to the Democratic base? And how much is that going to cost him in places like Michigan with younger voters, Arab American voters in a key battleground state, which, thanks to that new poll from the Times, we already know he's struggling in even before this war. Could this war cost him re-election?
Yes, it could. And let me just be very clear. It's one thing to support Israel, which the U.S. has always done and will continue to do. It's another thing to never hold Israel accountable for their behavior, whether it's related to the occupation, the open-air prison that is Gaza, or the war crimes that are taking place right now during this siege.
Holding Israel accountable? Are they really supposed to be apologetic for defending themselves against Hamas's attacks?
I mean, Israel was very clear from the beginning. We're going to cut off water, food, electricity. They've used white phosphorus. In terms of collective punishment, that's what's happening right now. Moving half the country from half the strip from one part of the strip to the other, or trying to within 24 hours. These are things that President Biden hasn't been strong enough in holding Israel to account. And the Muslim community, the Arab community, and Palestinians hear that loud and clear and receive that as erasure, and even further receive it as dehumanization.
Dehumanization? Israel warned Gazans about what was going to take place. They made it clear they had Hamas targets in Gaza City, which is why civilians had to move to the south. If Israel didn't care about innocent people, Israel Defense Forces wouldn't have given civilians a chance to leave the area. They would have bombed Hamas targets without thinking of civilians. But that's not what happened.
This is where this president has to do better, but this is where the United States has to do better as well, because it's not just this president or this war. This is historical, just continuing to support Israel without the proper critiques and accountability led us to what happened on October 7th, but also what's happening now.
Leave it to the squad to blame Israel for a terrorist organization launching an attack on them. At what point do the crazy woke leftists stop supporting Hamas and start standing with our allies in Israel? Americans said we'd never allow another mass cleansing of the Jewish people, yet we have Hamas sympathizers giving the terrorist organization a pass. Clearly, we've learned nothing from history.